Stick on me.
Probably, what do you mean? What would
What's
I do?
the light like in my glasses?
Glasses.
Is it alright? Is it shiny?
That's fine. Look at me.
Sure.
Yeah, if you look at me, it's fine. That's fine usually anyway.
My hair looks like...
We're never going to avoid it completely. Like,
yeah, it's just a shame.
unless you want to be blind.
Oh, laser eye surgery.
Can't be having that.
Who was I talking to about laser eye surgery?
Sorry, I just need to sit up.
And it feels like I think I'm scared of people putting things in my eye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to take my jumper off.
Well, it's not going in your eye.
No, but like...
It's like...
It's
a laser.
Yeah, but it still lasers your pupil, doesn't it? Like, you're still getting lasered.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, I don't think I'd like to get lasered, no.
What, even if it's like a tattoo?
Nah. I'd hate that.
Sounded like I farted there, but
I don't see the point in tattoos. I think they're disgusting.
I don't have any.
I'll catch you in.
Right.
Catch you in the iPhone camera. Yeah.
Do you want to introduce? Hello, guys.
I just find it funny how you cringe out every time. Yeah, sure.
Because it's the... Yo, guys, what's up? Do you know what I mean? You didn't get that. Yes. Right.
Shit.
You introduce, and then I'll prep.
That's what the iPhone camera's for, baby.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 9.
Episode 9. Fucking hell.
Well, like every time you say that. Bloody hell.
I was going to say 9, like a German, but I didn't want to...
Didn't want to offend anyone.
Yeah. Not that Germans are offensive, but there was a brief time between...
Or they are easily offended.
There was a brief time in the early 1940s to late 1940s that... yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that.
Not anymore.
But today's episode, right, some of the things that happened in the 1940s were facts, weren't they?
I'm sure they were.
And I'm pretty certain people think that some of the things that happened in the 1940s are also fibs. By a fib, I mean a lie.
A lot of fake news.
Fake
for any
news.
non-English people. Is that the English slang, fib?
Northeastern, maybe, is a fib.
Is it?
I don't know. You say fib back in London.
Back in London.
Down in the ends.
Down south. Yeah. But you got to remember, my parents are not from the south.
Where's your mum from?
Midlands.
What's that, like Birmingham, Black Country? And I'm just saying it's called Black Country, not because everybody there is black, but because it's an absolute shithole. What is Black Country? Is that
no,
like...
everyone knows it's called Black Country.
Why is it called Black Country?
I don't know. That's a good question, to be fair.
So, because Sam's took this...
My mum, you don't want to know where my mum's from.
Birmingham.
Well, it's Stoke-on-Trent, but it's alright. Really?
What I've put together for this episode is sort of a surprise to Sam, I think. Is it a surprise?
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
But essentially, I've been doing some very hard-earned research, and we're going to say some random facts and random fibs, and then Sam we'll talk about each one. I have a little explanation under some of them, and Sam will then decide whether he thinks it's a fact or a fib, and then I'll reveal after each one, and then we can go like, what? That's a fib. That sounds so realistic.
What? No way.
No, oh
Can't
my
believe
God.
that.
Yeah.
That's hopefully the outcome of today.
Oh my God, I thought that was true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sort of like Brainiac. Remember, and they did them
Yeah.
facts.
I watched Brainiac.
They did facts off fibs. They didn't.
Did they? I was going to say, I don't remember that one.
But this is...
All I remember is walking over the custard.
This is the clever facts. So...
These are the clever ones.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And they're all
17.
a mixture. So...
Lovely.
We're pretty much But I will start with a fact, and it's a fun fact actually because it relates well to this podcast.
Oh, you've just told me it's a fact.
Yeah, so this one's a fact. So this one's the tester.
Okay.
We're not playing properly with this one.
Okay, right. This is the intro.
So
this is the practice round.
Yeah. So number one.
Already know the answer.
Yeah. So we know it's a fact. You're ruining this fact relates to the podcast a lot, and it's about animals. Not that we're animals, but well, we are in a deeper sense.
We are. We definitely are.
So some animals display autistic-like traits. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
What do you think about that?
How do they know that?
So, autistic traits in animals include a tendency toward repetitive behaviour in atypical social habits. So, like, frogs might like to stay in their, like, lily pad leaf. You know what I mean? And they might like a specific lily pad leaf.
Yeah.
And if another
They'll
man,
have, like, set routines and things like that.
If another man comes and takes his lily pad leaf, like, you might get all like, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, you'll need to, like, his world's collided with.
Yeah.
So that's the starter.
That's interesting, but yeah, that is interesting.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I seen that and I thought that's a good palate cleanser. Just edge it in gently.
Yeah.
And then after you've edged it in, you can go with the harder stuff.
Yeah.
So
now onto the hard stuff.
Yes. So that these, I'm going to just say these completely random. Start at the top. So, did you know there's more ways to shuffle a deck of cards than there are atoms on Earth?
Whoa.
That's mad, that, isn't it?
But are you saying this is a fact?
I'm reading out a fact or a fib.
I thought you were giving away there that it was a fact.
I'm sorry, but you're playing detective on this one.
Yeah, okay. Just going to do some quick maths in my head.
I'll read some more stuff.
So it's like, what is it? 52, the exclamation mark
52
in maths?
cards, isn't there? And then, obviously, but like, imagine like one shuffle is like, imagine you've got all them laid out in suits.
Yeah.
And then you move the ace in front of the two, and then all of them are the same.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I understand that there's a lot of variations.
Yeah, it's because I thought like,
is it 52 times 52? No, it's got to be.
Nah, it'll be 52 times 51 times 40, 50 times 49. Because you could essentially.
Yes, sorry. Yes, you're right. Yeah. That's what I said at the start. I said 52 exclamation mark. I think 52, that's 52 factorial, which is what that means. It means 52 times 51 times 50.
I thought
all the way
you
down.
were saying 52. You know what I mean? Because it has the exclamation mark. I didn't realise it was like a problem.
Yeah, I say it, exclamation mark.
52! Like
exclamation mark.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I seen it and I was like, that's a... Because, like, you don't think, like... Imagine if you're shuffling the cards, like, you know, where they get them out and they, like, go on them and they all go on top of each other.
Shuffle?
No, like a proper, like, fancy one, though. Like, the cards could be in any order then, couldn't they?
Yeah, what's your point?
Like, if you do that again, they're going to be in a completely random order. Like, the probability of them being in the same order like multiple times, I think is next to nothing.
Or, very, very unlikely. But I think there's a lot of atoms on Earth.
Do you reckon?
I think there's a lot. And I think it's more.
More what?
More atoms on Earth than the deck of cards thing.
So you need to say fact or fib?
So, I'm going to say fib.
Fib.
No!
Nah, mate, yeah, it's a fact.
What?
How weird's that? So, you can arrange your deck...
You got the numbers on this, yeah?
I do, yeah. You can arrange your deck of cards into a new, unique order once a second since the Big Bang, and you wouldn't even be 1% of the way through all possible combinations today.
Shut up.
Swear down.
How long has it been since the Big Bang?
And then they've said not even close to 1%. And then related to this, every time you shuffle a deck of cards, you are almost certain to have created an order never before seen in the history of the world.
Wow.
How mad is that?
That is mad. I didn't think about... You think it's like 52 cards. Yeah. Like, it's a lot. It's going to be a huge number.
I think this is based
how many seconds has it been since the Big Bang?
I think this is based on, like, you, though. Like, what? I don't think this is saying everybody, like, another person might have seen the unique deck that I've shuffled. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's not saying every single shuffle in the world. It's talking about when I've shuffled. I think. Does that not make sense?
What do you mean? I thought it meant how many combinations of decks of cards can you get?
Yeah, but I'm on about the... Every time you shuffle a deck of cards, you're almost certain to have created an order never before seen in the history of the world. Oh, so yeah, that's right then.
Yeah.
So how do people count cards when they're playing poker then? That's what I don't get.
That's completely different, isn't it? Well, have you seen about card counting? Like, do you know how it's done? Because I watched a video on it once.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But that's for another day.
Yeah, that's not really... It's not really...
But isn't that a mad fact?
It's not really relevant, though, is it?
Isn't that a mad fact? Is that in between us?
Yeah.
Pretty relevant, isn't
it? Yeah, that's in between us. William.
You disgust me. Well, I'd like you to leave my house and never come back. Right, so...
Oh, Neil.
Yeah, that was a fun fact. So, unfortunately, Sam, it's...
I'm down.
Down, yeah.
I'm down bad. 1-0.
To be fair, it's a hard one because you do think, like, fucking hell, if there's atoms on Earth, like, how many atoms are on Earth?
So have we got the numbers on this?
No.
How many combinations there are and how many atoms? Do you know at least how many atoms there are in the world?
No, I'm not going to lie. It was off Reddit. So
this could be a complete lie.
I think it's a fact. But I'm a bit like, we'll just have to wait and see properly. So, number 2. Worms can scream, but only at a frequency that humans can't hear. So I have a bit of, like, background once you've answered.
Do I have to answer? Do I have to lock in my answer first?
No, so like we'll chat about it, but I'm not giving the background and the more info until after you've locked in your answer.
Okay.
But like it's mad because you look at like I think it's crazy how like in the water, like the ocean, you've got fish, and obviously fish can do sonar and that, can't they? But obviously we can't hear that as well.
Yeah.
So like other animals do as well.
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's definitely possible because, for example, there are certain noises that, like there are like, you know, your dog whistles. Like the pitch of the whistle is so high pitched that we can't hear it, but the dogs can. Did
you ever put it on in school?
So I definitely believe that there are high pitched sounds out there that worms, well, I don't know if worms could make that high pitch of sound. But there's definitely frequencies that we can't hear. Like
there was the app, wasn't there, in school? Did you ever have it? Probably not.
What?
There was the high frequency whistle app.
Oh, yeah.
You used to put it on in class, and the teachers were always like, because when you hit a certain age, they can't hear it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like everyone in class was hearing it, but the teacher couldn't hear it yet, and they would slowly like lower the frequency until they would be like, "Is that something?" Yeah.
Aye.
No, I remember that.
Because apparently it's used for dogs to like train them to like not attack and stuff. Like when they hear the thing, they know to like sit or whatever. And I was like, but that's cruel, isn't it, a bit?
But also, why not just use normal whistle? Like, why do we not have to hear it?
I don't know.
Just asking the question.
Well.
Got any further information, Jack?
I do, but... So, I'll say, scientists once recorded earthworms making ultrasonic distress noises when they were pulled out of the soil.
Ultrasonic?
So, like, is that sonar? Ultrasonic. What is ultrasonic? I failed science.
I don't really know what sonar and ultrasonic and
scientists recorded them making a noise when they were pulled out of the soil.
Because echolocation is what bats use, so that's something different.
I did have one that was a fib. That was bats aren't actually blind.
Who said they were blind?
It's just a common thing that people think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bats sit upside down in the blind, yeah. Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I know. Well, they hang upside down.
They also have AIDS.
Is that why they need the echolocation to get around?
I don't know, because they've got AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously...
They've got what?
Batman, they've got AIDS and the bat. If you eat a bat, you get AIDS. Is that not a thing?
I don't know. I don't know about that, mate. Is that a thing?
It's either AIDS or... No. It was Rona, wasn't it? That was caught of eating a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just like a rumour.
Them Chinese, eh? So,
the Chinese bat.
What do you think?
So given there that you've said they make ultrasound noises, like worms in distress give off those sounds, I am going to say fact. No, he's gone.
Hit me. Yeah, so this one was from ChatGPT.
Okay.
And it gave me a little breakdown. It says, apparently scientists once recorded earthworms making ultrasonic distress noises when pulled out of the soil. Completely fake, but imagine tiny screaming worms. So, yeah, you're two down, mate.
Wait, what do you mean completely fake?
So it's not a real... Worms don't make noise.
But you said scientists said they do.
Yeah, as a fake thing to swear, yeah?
Now you're just coming up with lies.
The fact's a lie, it's a fib. That's what we're talking, facts and fibs.
Nah, man, but I thought you were providing me extra.
Imagine it's a crime scene and you're you're interrogating me.
Yeah.
I'm going to lie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And
I thought you were
just
more
gone
intelligent than this.
And you've just gone, I didn't kill him, and I've just gone, all right, mate.
All right, then, yeah. Cool. If you say so, well, I believe you.
Must be true. Okay, right, I understand now that everything...
Understand. Oh, so was that a test of the last two you got wrong? Was it?
Yeah.
Do we start afresh from now?
Yeah, we're starting now, properly.
So
that was too much.
So is this number one then?
No.
This is three.
No, this is three.
Animals can experience time differently from humans.
Don't flies see time differently to humans? Like
all animals.
Because if you think about to swat a fly, like they can dodge out of the way so easily because they experience time a lot slower. I'm going to say that's a fact.
Is that not because they're just smaller and more agile than we are, wafting about like a towel or a fly swatter? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Don't play this whole like you're second guessing what I'm saying all the time.
No, I'm not.
Let's just treat it as a...
No. I'm just standing behind my original statement.
Right.
No.
So what you think it's a...
I think flies genuinely experience time slower.
Just flies or animals, because I've got animals on here.
What? Some animals, it could be the same speed as us, but some animals, I think, faster or slower than us. So what's the statement again?
Animals can experience time differently from humans.
Animals can experience. Yeah. So as long as there's some animals out there that can, yeah. So I'm going to say fact.
Yeah. Ding.
Correct,
yeah. So to smaller animals, the world around them moves more slowly compared to humans. Salamanders and lizards, for example, experience time more slowly than cats and dogs.
Yeah.
This is because their perception of time depends on how quickly the brain can process incoming information.
Yeah.
So really...
Oh, so obviously it's down to the brain.
If you're really intelligent, your sense of time is faster than, like, a slow person. You know what I mean? Is that right? Is that what that's saying?
I don't know. Was it saying anything about the intelligence of the salamanders and stuff?
So the perception of time depends on how quickly the brain can process incoming information. But I'm assuming if you're more intelligent, you can process
more information
faster. So you've got 1 point.
Maybe time goes slower then.
Because have you not seen this?
If you're processing more information.
Not Stephen Hawking, Brian Cox, where he has the thing moving on the stage.
Nope.
He does an experiment to say that time is relative, and essentially there's a lass stood and her time is different to a moving cart that's like doing that over like a...
Yeah.
Like a... Yeah. It's... Have a look at it on YouTube. It's really interesting. I think it was on Netflix, actually, to be fair. Or Joe Rogan had one. I'm sure he spoke about it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you finding
That's
that?
interesting, but I'm just not well versed enough in that.
I think
field.
we should talk about a science episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I love a bit of science.
So yeah, 1-0. Well, no.
No, it's
You've got 1 point out of 3. That's what we'll work it out as.
I'm losing 2-1.
Yeah. 2 to me, 1 to you.
To me.
So.
To you.
Oh, bloody hell, my hair. Right. Number 4.
Yep.
Chainsaws were actually first invented for childbirth.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Any further information?
That's it, mate. What do you think? Just think you use them now to kill trees. So
kill trees?
Originally, well, yeah, you chop a tree down, it's dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
So actually, it's a
might be dead already though.
So was a chainsaw actually used to help life rather than destroy?
Rather than destroy
oxygen?
life.
What do you reckon?
I don't see how.
Why?
What, like cutting the baby out?
No. We're not murderers.
What?
All I'm thinking is like umbilical cord, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Why do you need a chainsaw
Instead
for that?
of the old, just you might have had a tough one time.
I think it's overkill. I think it's When was the chainsaw invented? I don't know.
It was invented in the late 18th century. There's a fact for you.
Ooh.
So what's that? The 1700s.
Well, you had that more information ready as well, did you?
I did, yeah.
Let's based off nothing, I'm going to say fib.
Fib?
I'm going to say it wasn't the primary reason for the invention of the chainsaw was not to aid childbirth.
Right. It was a fact.
No.
Swear down.
Go on.
So it was developed in Scotland in the late 18th century to help aid and speed up the process of symphysiotomy, and that's the widening of the public cartilage, the pubic cartilage,
Public.
and removal of disease-laden bone during childbirth. It wasn't until the start of the 20th century that we started using chainsaws for chopping wood.
Really, they never. So for like over a couple of hundred years, they were
using an axe. I can't imagine it's a big fucking...
They never used it for the wood.
No, I can't imagine it's like a Leatherface chainsaw, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I can imagine it's like a little like handheld tool or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's a big fucking...
It's pretty stupid, but I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Leatherface chopping your pubic bone while you're birthing a kid out, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a fact.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
But then it's Scotland, innit? They're fucking raged.
In the 17th century as well.
Yeah.
So anything goes, really.
So yeah, fact. So what's that, 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1.
I'm shocked here, mate. I thought you'd been...
It's not looking good, bruv.
Number 5. 1 in 18 people have a third nipple.
18?
1 in 18.
Where's this third nipple?
Well, the normal thing of a third nipple.
The normal thing of a third nipple?
So a third nipple is
it's not very normal.
Polythelia. And it's where it's caused by a mutation in inactive genes. And it appears on your chest somewhere.
Somewhere in your chest. It's not like your belly button.
That's not a third nipple.
No.
That's a belly button.
No, I know, but I'm trying to see if you were trying to do me on a technical...
No, literally, like, imagine a third nipple.
Like, technically, the third nipple was the same name as the belly button.
No,
so, yeah.
literally, like, no trickery involved. Just pure fact.
I feel like I'm going to call all these fibs because I just haven't got enough.
Nah.
But 1 in 18 seems like a lot. Like, how... I know more than 18 people. I don't think I know anyone with a third nipple. Maybe they do.
Who'd tell you that they had a third nipple?
Mate, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not really...
How do you know I don't?
Yeah.
I don't, by the way.
I don't. I've not been lucky enough to see you topless.
Plenty of time, man.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
It's going to be hot in here. So, yeah. What do you think? 1 in 18. So, what's that like? 1 in 18, yeah. It's...
Yep, it's 1 in 18. Based on that, I think that's an actual third nipple. I think that's too common.
No,
I'm going to say.
It is
Whoa,
actually.
what are you saying?
It doesn't actually look like a nipple. Like, it's just, like, get it up on your phone, like, search third nipple, and you'll see what it looks like. Because, like, I don't want you thinking it's an actual, like, full-on nipple, because it's not.
Yeah.
Like, if a lass had one and she had a kid, the kid couldn't have milk out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not an actual, like, full-on, like, Nepal.
Nepal?
Yeah.
The country.
What do you reckon?
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, I see now.
You know what I mean?
And it's like below the chest as well.
Show me them. Krusty has a one on The Simpsons.
So like there.
Yeah, so it's still a nipple in it. Oh, it looks like a spot, to be fair. But
Exactly. It looks like a spot.
so what do you reckon?
Well, it's my search history ruined. Go on then. Fact.
Correct. It is.
Yeah.
Which I think's mad, because 1 in 18 people is like a small, like, probability scale.
So we know like a good few people. Chances.
So
are.
like in the office, one person in them will have a third nipple.
Yeah.
That's mad, that, isn't it?
Who is it?
I wonder if it's more in specific countries.
I wonder. Or more, is it more in men or women?
I think it'll be more in men.
Reckon.
Well, yeah, because there's more.
There's more nipple energy in women.
Fucking hell. CD man.
I'm cutting that
out. Just bleep at me.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
Fucking hell.
I might.
Dodgy as you. You said you like paedophiles in the last episode or a couple of episodes ago.
Not the last episode.
Degrading comments about specific people now.
Never said that.
That's the stuff people would expect me to say, not you. So yeah, what's that, 3-2?
CD.
That was 5, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's 3-2.
So yeah, that was in fact a fact, folks.
In fact, a fact.
Next one.
Bang.
The Eiffel Tower was originally built in New York City.
Ooh. Feel like I've heard something about this before, and so I'm inclined to go fact. But what else am I going to know? Originally built, like, were parts assembled in New York City?
Like built in New York, shipped over. So
well, obviously not the entire tower.
Not assembled.
Like
it'll have been like the parts were made in NYC.
Yeah.
Then shipped. You know, like the Angel of the North was built in Hartlepool.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really? Didn't know that. Interesting.
Well, Hartlepool docks.
And then
transported. Erected in Newcastle.
Yeah. Good fact.
That one is a fact, actually.
Have you been up the Eiffel Tower?
Up the Angel of the North, what were you going to say that? No. I think I have. I think I went, like, with school, I'm sitting there, paid for us to go up, like, and stand on the edge. Yeah, I don't know.
Jump.
I think the lifts were broke, though, so I only went so far because I wasn't wanting the stairs. I'm pretty certain, like...
I'm not doing that.
I'm a Yorkshirean. So, yeah, come on.
I can only do Yorkshire, unfortunately.
Come on, because we're half an hour through and you're taking your sweet-ass time.
I just thought I'd, have some chat on this podcast. Sorry, mate.
Well, fucking hurry up.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go fact.
It is actually a fib.
No!
It is, yes. Yeah, so
where was it built? Paris?
But...
Boring, that, isn't
little
it? Boring.
Twist. The Statue of Liberty was built in France and donated to the USA.
Oh, that'll be what I was on.
I think, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, now that is a good fun fact.
You're shit at this.
Hang on, it's 4-2. It's not the end of the world.
So, next one. Toilets flush differently in the northern hemisphere compared to the southern hemisphere.
This is true. They go in different directions. One goes... I can't remember which way around it is, anti-clockwise, clockwise, but that is true.
It's a fib.
No, it's not.
No, it is. So
no, it's not.
The Coriolis... So that's
I'm embarrassed now.
That's the spinning of the thing. No, sorry, the Coriolis, whatever that is. The Coriolis effect does impact large-scale, like, water systems.
It's definitely a thing in the sink.
But home toilets aren't affected. Their flush depends on the design of the plumbing.
Yeah. But a toilet just flushes, like, straight.
No, it isn't.
It does.
it comes out of the top, and then it whizzes round, and then... Yeah, man.
Well, there's no Coriolis effect.
There is a Coriolis effect.
You've just said it's a fib.
Yeah. In home toilets, because it depends on the plumbing. But, like, the Coriolis effect is still a thing.
Yeah. Just not in toilets.
In home toilets, yeah.
I'm just... Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I was just so confident there.
Fuck off.
I didn't really think about it. And
well, you need to think more because you're doing shit at this.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more from you, Sam.
No, I don't. No, I actually don't believe that. So yeah.
I know, because it's a fib.
You're wrong.
Jesus. Right.
Well, next one.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. Actually, yeah, we're going all right, aren't we?
Yeah.
So the next one is the longest somebody's been constipated for is 45 days.
Ugh. Well, define constipation.
Not
horrible.
being able to have a poo.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Define it.
Does it mean that? Does it mean they've just gone?
They've not had a poo for 45 days.
Yeah. Okay. It's not like there's been a certain pain threshold that they've met where they're just.
No, like they've literally like not been able to have a shite for 45 days. Full of shit, to put it that way.
Yeah. Just like you, mate. You've been going a lot longer than 45 days, to tell you that.
28 years, unfortunately.
Straight from the off. I'm going to go fact.
It is a fact.
Yeah, come on.
So in 2013, an unfortunate Indian lady had to undergo surgical removal of a fecal mass as large as a football.
Oh.
How the fuck would she have been able to pass that?
Pass the football?
No, like, I mean, like,
What?
poo it out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's she eating? She must be having carb diet.
Well, she wasn't able to,
She
that's the whole point.
Fibre. I should not heard of fucking bran flakes in India. Like, is that not a thing?
Yeah, get some nuts and seeds in your lass.
Some dates or prunes, mate. Prunes help me go, fuck me.
Really? Date's good for that as well, fibre.
Aye, and my mum used to buy these prune yogurts, mate. Oof.
Mm.
It's like lightning after eating one of them. Taste me tongue, mate. And I was on the toilet, fucking shiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Lightning McQueen. Ka-chow!
So, yes, surgical removal of a fecal mass. Mass.
So in the end, she never got it out.
Nah.
Naturally.
I wonder if she poos now, or like as like a bagger out, do you think?
What, it's like expanded?
I don't think I'd like a bag, you know.
A bag?
Yeah, you know, like if you have like a stoma bag.
Not really.
So like people, if they have like bowel cancer and that, they get the bowels took out and then a bag put on.
Right.
And it just, like, fluids go into the bag instead of actually pooing.
Okay.
But it scares me because, like, what if you're out and about and your bag slits? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, like, if you're wearing trousers, where do you put the bag? Like, it just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like anything like that.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, that was a fact. So, well done.
Yes.
A bit mad, though. And I
What is it, 5-3? I'm losing 5-3.
I also think, I also think fecal mass is such a good word, like set of words, you know what I mean? A massive fecal matter.
Fecal matter.
A massive fecal matter, you just imagine a big pile of shit. Isn't that such a great way to describe? You're full of fecal, you.
Yeah.
I want to start and say that.
Full of fecal.
He's a fucking fecal matter, him.
Yeah. No, that's good.
He's a shit.
He's a shit talker.
What's a posh word for head?
He's a fecal fibber.
What's a posh word for head? Like someone's head?
I'm not posh, mate, sorry.
Not according to the comments on the previous episode, was it? Or the reel we put on Instagram. Shout out to you, the fucking whoever it was.
Milk something.
Milkman Owl or whatever.
Raw milk. Don't know.
Right.
Mate, people have no idea what we're talking about there, by the way.
Next one. You can smell ants.
You can smell anything. Look at the size of that thing.
It's massive, isn't it? It's always blocked, though. That's the only issue. Listen.
All that.
Blocked.
All that and no air passage.
Aye.
I was joking. I actually didn't think you got a big nose. I was just trying to make a joke.
I feel like it looks larger because I've got glasses that you can see, like where my glasses sit, you know, on the camera. But I think the glasses hide it well. Yeah. My mum has a big nose.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like it runs in my family. But I don't have that.
Your nose runs in the family?
I don't have my mum's.
You have like...
that was a dad joke. Yeah. Right, come on.
Come on.
What do you reckon? You can smell ants, yes or no? Fact or fib?
Well, presumably they give off some sort of smell, like we give off smell. So yeah, fact.
I thought that would have been a bit harder. But yeah, so lots of species of ants release strong smelling chemicals when they're angry.
Ooh.
Threatened or being squished.
Oh, so is it like a prey point of view of trying to fend off the prey? Like when they're stressed or angry, they're like...
I'm certain... Like
they're putting off the predators with the smell?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like
So they stink?
It's like a defence thing they've got.
Yeah.
Because I'm certain I watched like you know them YouTube videos where it's like a terrarium and they've got like a big fish tank and they put like loads of shit in and to see if they survive and that. I'm certain he put like loads of different colonies of ants in, like different species.
Yeah.
And it was like which one will reign supreme over the ants. And one of them had found, like a colony of them had found a home, but then another tribe came and tried to take it off them, but they smelt it out and they thought, fuck that, we're not going to go and take that because it stinks.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like if I went to Bradford, I wouldn't want to stay there. Do you know what I mean?
It stinks.
London, if I went to London.
Well, you made a big point of that, yeah.
So yeah, that's
interesting.
That one. And
so I got that one.
Trapjaw ants release a chocolatey smell when annoyed, while citronella ants earn their name from a lemony odour.
Wow. That's mad how there's loads of different flavours in different types of ants.
It's chocolate as well, do you know what I mean?
But it's not just ants. Like, there are other prey that...
Skunks?
Predators prey? Well, yeah, skunk. That's the main one, skunks. That I've never smelt a skunk, but jeez, I don't want to.
And a dog's breath.
Ooh.
Puts anybody off that, doesn't it?
I don't think that's a defence mechanism. I just don't think they brush their teeth.
They have them sticks, though, don't they? That makes them eat, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So well done,
healthy
Sam.
gums.
2 in a row there.
Thank you.
5-4.
I'm losing.
One, most of the camels in Saudi Arabia are actually imported.
Oh, flows on nicely from camel chat last time, of course. Imported.
Yeah.
From where?
Hurry up, I have the fucking ump with you. Get on!
Oh.
That was a bad one. I'm sorry, team.
That was good.
Right. Imported. I could tell you, but it might spoil it.
Yeah, no, don't spoil it.
So don't most of Saudi Arabia's columns are actually
Columns?
Most of Saudi Arabia's camels are actually imported.
Oh.
There's loads of columns in Saudi Arabia in there.
Just because the fact I've gone fact for the last couple, I'm tempted to go false. And like Saudi Arabia's mostly a desert, so I can see how it would be. Where would they import them from? Next door, like Qatar, UAE. They're smaller countries. Saudi Arabia's quite a big country. I can imagine there's a lot of camels there anyway. So I'm going to go fib.
It's a fact.
Oh.
So most of the camels in Saudi Arabia are imported from Australia.
Australia?
So Australia has the largest population of wild camels. So I'm imagining loads of
Noah's Ark,
loads of blokes on a truck lassoing a camel and like, right, you come to Saudi Arabia with us. It's like camel trafficking.
Get them in the Saudi league. Man. We're gonna pay you $1 million a year.
But do you think that they ride them all the way from us? Well, they can't, can they? They can't ride them in the water. Fucking hell.
Do you think they ride them from Australia? Yeah, that's such a long way, by the way. Australia to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but just put them on a plane. Well, you can fly pets, can't you?
How many camels are you fitting on the plane?
Put them on a cruise ship, mate. They're fucking massive.
That's a better shout. Yeah.
Take fucking ages, though.
They'd enjoy themselves, probably. And you wouldn't need much water. Did you watch back the episode?
Yeah.
So when it said...
It's mad.
I said put it in the edit, 10 to 15 days, camels can go without water.
That's scary.
Which is probably how long it takes to ship them across.
And what's human? Is that like 3 days?
Yeah.
Because your piss turns proper like brown, doesn't it, when you don't have water?
Mm.
Because have you ever watched that The Island with Bear Grylls and loads of the like normal people get just dropped on an island?
Yes.
And they have to.
Well, Bear Grylls is famous for drinking his own urine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's 3. I think it's like 3 days. I think it's like a rule of 3, like 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food or sleep.
Really?
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think. Seems about right, does it not?
Fuck knows. Because I feel like, what do you think it'd be worse? Like, you could drink, but you're not being able to sleep. Like, you actually physically can't. Or you're not allowed to drink, but you can sleep. For me, it's the sleep. I feel like 4 days of being awake, mate.
Yeah, I think it's less than 3 weeks for the sleep, actually. Sleep.
Oh, 3 weeks? I thought it was 4 days, you said?
I said 3 days. I think it's 3 days for water and 3 weeks for food. But sleep, I said 3 weeks initially, but I think that's wrong, actually. You would definitely fall asleep in that time.
No. That's not what I meant.
What?
So, like, imagine you're not allowed, you physically can't sleep. Like, you don't have it in yet to sleep. How long?
How does that make sense?
Prior to death, what do you think it'd be? Because you must die if you don't sleep.
That's my point. I think it's less than 3 weeks.
Yeah, but you're saying you'll eventually fall asleep, but I can't. In this scenario, I can't fall asleep.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it?
What do you reckon? Like,
as soon as you die, your body's like, oh, he's asleep. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good hypothetical. I don't know if is it hypothetical though. Like,
it's a future episode.
Can you actually? Yeah. Let's move on.
So next one. Lightning never strikes the same place twice.
I think somebody's been hit by lightning. Yeah.
Yeah, but have they been in the same place?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely physically possible for the actual.
Is it?
So, what you're saying has it never happened?
No, I'm saying it's a fact. Lightning never strikes the same place twice.
Has never
struck
the same place.
So if it hasn't, it never will.
Well, that's not true, but.
What do you mean it's not true?
Well, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it could not happen.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying lightning never strikes the same place twice. It's a fact. Why are you making this difficult?
It's because I feel like I've heard this before. Fib.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually...
Trying to get me there by saying, it's a fact.
It doesn't frequently, so tall buildings, trees, and even open spaces can attract multiple strikes.
Yeah, because it's about what's highest up in the air for it to
The
contact.
Empire State Building gets hit at least 12 times a year.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Once a month? Wow.
Next one. If you're cold and have, like, shivers, yeah?
Yeah.
But your balls are hanging low, you have a fever. So if you're internally cold,
what is the reason for
but your balls hang low,
yeah,
you actually have a fever, like you.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. That right. So it means your body is not trying to cool down your balls, but it's trying to cool down. Sorry, your body's trying to. What was the first bit?
So if you're if I'm shivery.
If you're shivery,
but my balls are hanging low, that means I have flu or a fever.
Yeah. I think. If you're shivery, does that mean your body is too cold? I won't be able to explain this fully, and I'm not really sure myself, so I'm going to say that is true. I think it's true.
Yeah, it is true. So
yeah.
What it means is, you're internally very hot, but the fever makes you get the shivers. So you're fighting it off by becoming cold, you know what I mean? Like you sweat out a cold, don't you?
Yes,
But when you're shivering, that's the fever that makes you shiver. But because you don't get the fever in your bollocks, they always hang proper low, don't they?
Well, because they have to be maintained at a lower temperature to the rest of your body, which is why they're outside your body. Yeah.
Clever man.
Yeah.
Next one. So that was true.
We lost count. I think I'm about 5 all. I think maybe 6 all.
Deck of cards you've got wrong.
We don't have to go through all of them.
All right. Bloody hell.
Well, I'm just thinking about from the audience point of view. You know.
Right. So next one. A shadow weighs approximately 0.002 grams. Did you know that?
How?
Like 0.0002. So what's that like? Thousandth of a gram?
Is this because of all the light? Is it because of all the photons from the light that it's blocking out and somehow?
I'm not giving you any clues.
Yeah. No, I'm not expecting an answer. I'm not. All the photons from the light that's blocking out, and technically you're like weighing all the photons or something, that it's like replaced in this area, which is like the 2D area of the shadow. So I'm going to say true.
It's a fib. Oh. Shadows don't weigh anything. They're not a real thing.
Yeah. Well, they're real.
Yeah, but they're not like a physical thing, so can't weigh anything, can it?
Okay, so I've been done in there.
I was cringing at the fact you're trying to explain it as well.
Yeah, but but all of these I'm thinking are not true, and I'm finding a way to make it. I'm finding a way to make it true.
The scientific community supposedly discovered that shadows exert a microscopic gravitational force.
There we go.
Measurable on ultra-sensitive scales. Then in brackets it says complete fiction. Wouldn't it be fascinating
and then gone, oh, by the way, it's a lie?
No, it's ChatGPT.
Oh, so ChatGPT's come up with little things to say that are lies.
I typed in ChatGPT, I was like, tell me 15
lies,
facts that aren't right, like that aren't correct.
Yeah.
And they've said, like, I can be as weird and wonderful as you want, so...
Okay. I really should have just stuck with my
weird ones.
I should have stuck with my guns there. Just like, obviously, a shadow doesn't weigh anything.
But nah, like I get that's if it hadn't had the like end statement on that, I'd be like, fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as you say scientists have found something, you're like, oh, fucking hell, have they?
It's honestly, it's so easy to believe anything.
This is a good test for like don't believe everything you hear. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, like. Be mindful and do some research on some shit because it's so easy to just fucking. It took me 20 minutes earlier to get these. Like, the longest time it took was putting the title in bold and the rest in italics non-bold. That took me longer. But yeah, so
mad. It's good to question things.
Yeah, I don't think people question things enough.
Me too.
I think. Especially the way everything is now, you're just taught to like believe everything you see. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
news headlines, etc.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Everything on BBC News is absolute fact. By the way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just tailored to your political stance.
And they're completely impartial, of course.
Yeah. Nonsense. So this next one, the word for cat. In ancient Egypt, was actually pronounced mew or meow.
See, because when you say Mew there, I think of the Pokemon Mew. And that's
like Mewtwo?
Yeah, but there's Mew and evolves into Mewtwo, obviously. And they're pretty cat-like. So I'm straight. My initial thought is this is correct.
You need to think though as well. The Sphinx is a cat, isn't it?
No. The Sphinx is a human's face and a lion's body.
He's a lion, not a cat.
Good point. It's not a cat.
Yeah, but like
it's a big cat.
Isn't there loads of like carvings and shit, like cats on their side doing like that and stuff?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, because cats were like gods. They used to worship cats in Egypt.
There you go then.
Well, what's the question?
The word for cat in ancient Egypt was actually pronounced mew or meow.
And that's where we get meow from.
Well, no.
So
we get meow because cats go meow.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Did Egyptians only call them that because they went meow? Do you know what I mean?
Or is this just completely made up? Yeah.
What do you think, mate?
Or I like the idea of Mew and Mewtwo and Pokemon going off that. I like the idea of Pokemon going off the fact that was what the ancient Egyptians called it, who used to worship cats, and not just because they go meow. So I'm going to say true.
It is. It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's mad, that, isn't it?
So.
Do you not think it's mad how like, they named it something that the noise it actually makes as well?
Yeah.
Do you think they named it based on the noise, though?
Yeah, like, they must have, right?
So, like, why...
But it's mad how they used to worship cats.
Who named a cat, though?
Fair play, though. They're worthy of worship.
Who said, that species there, they're cats? Do you know what I mean?
Well, who named anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than us, because that was our parents. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder who named the first person. When did names come about and we started to say, oh, actually, he should be called Dave, do you know what I mean? Or Clint. Then, like, how do you...
Oh, yeah, like, when was the first name?
But yeah, mate, that was a fact, which I found mad because I didn't think the Egyptians spoke, like... Obviously, mew means cat.
Yeah.
But, like, that sounds like a 21st century sound, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
How else do you expect them to be talking?
No, like cavemen and that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is a bit after cavemen.
Yeah, but ancient Egyptians, I can't imagine, like...
But it's still like 2000 BC, right?
No, mate, ancient Egypt was like 3,000, however long year ago.
Okay, and I said it was 4,000 years ago.
Yeah, but we've actually got
how are you...
We've got an episode coming up, actually.
So that's even more modern than I said.
No,
so they're even further away from the cavemen. So they're going to sound less like cavemen.
Yeah, but when did cavemen exist?
I think like 5,000 BC and
so you're saying the world's only 5,000 years old, is that what you're saying?
No, not the world. I'm saying like human cavemen were still about up until that point. They were back there before.
Cavemen about when Jesus was born. If you believe in Jesus being born.
Well, Jesus was definitely a real person.
Was he?
Yeah, there's more evidence that he was alive than Julius Caesar.
How?
Well, he was definitely a real person.
Hang on.
We feel like we're on a massive tangent here.
Jesus was a real person who was born, crucified, and then risen from the dead. Easter Sunday.
I didn't say he rose from the dead.
So
I said he was a real person.
What did he?
I didn't say he fed the 5,000 with one fish.
He sold stones for people to fraud each other back in them days. Was that his job? Like on the market, get some stones, or was he like a motivational speaker?
What are the stones?
Or was he doing TED Talks?
Yeah,
because people were stoned back then, weren't they, for like doing crimes and that?
Yeah,
and people had sell stones for people to use to stone. Have you not seen Monty Python, Life of Brian?
Yeah, but what makes you think Jesus was a stone seller?
Because
if anything, he's a miracle doctor.
If they're saying that, if you're saying he's a real person and he's not actually the person who they say he is in the books.
I'm saying he's a real person.
Yeah, so what was his job? What did he do?
I'm not saying he's necessarily... I don't know.
Well, don't make facts if you can't back them up.
I'm saying he's a real person, but I don't know what he did.
Hang on. So he was a real person who was conceived unnaturally
by God.
That's what I mean. So if he was a real person, who was his dad?
Yeah, no, I don't know the logistics.
So he's not a real person.
I don't know how he was brought about, but it was a thing.
Do you think he was a carpenter?
We know what he looks like. Joseph was a carpenter.
Do we know?
We have all these pictures of what Jesus looks like.
No, because that's what we imagine him to look like. The same.
It was only 2,000 years ago.
The same as we have pictures of aliens with massive heads and little small like bodies, mate. Like, You don't know Jesus had long hair and a beard, do you? And wore a red robe.
Oh, how did we get here?
Fucking. Because we're
talking about the ancient Egyptians. Let's not even get into the pyramids.
Right, I've got two more.
No pyramid talk. Let's go into the next one.
So, the next one. Cows have regional accents. So, the way cows moo supposedly changes depending on their location and what the accent of the farmer is like speaking to them all the time.
Oh, so it changed to the farmer.
How a dog in China knows that sit in Chinese means sit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Whereas...
Yeah, but that's different from them speaking and them having an accent. Like, obviously, we get they can understand certain words.
Yeah, but like a cow from Yorkshire, it'd go like...
Would sound
moo.
like you.
Yeah, but then a northeast cow might go moo. Do you know what I mean? Like...
And down south they go moo.
Moo. What do you reckon?
So...
It's mad, isn't it? Because
their accent, but they're not... The cows just go moo.
How do you know, though? How do you know the cows aren't, like, communicating? That was a terrible one.
Jesus.
Because I said mew instead of moonicating.
I'd never do that.
Right. Sorry, guys. What do you reckon? Because I find it mad. Because dogs must speak. Like, a woof and a woof must mean, like, all right, mate. Woof. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, no, fella. It must be in dog terms. Like, if they're walking past and they're shouting, like, one dog, you're like, on a leash, you're like, fucking hell. He's like, rawr. You're like, he's saying, you stay the fuck over there. You know what I mean? Like, they must be chatting, like.
Yeah.
Do you not think so?
No. That's how they communicate.
Yeah, but, like,
they definitely understand.
Do you think in there.
But dogs don't think in English.
How do you know?
They're not as intelligent as humans.
Mate, guide dogs are the most intelligent dogs ever.
That which is
how
fine. Doesn't mean they're as intelligent as humans.
You're
but okay,
saying
mate, go off.
A dog can stop when a car's coming. Like, that is mad.
It's not mad.
A dog knows when a person's having, like, a panic attack. I don't even know when people are having panic attacks.
No, they do have other senses, and yeah.
Like, having, like, a... What are them dogs called that help you, like, do shit? Like, if you're feeling sad and that, like, they'll come and, like, lick you. You know what I mean? No, like, they're actually dogs, aren't they? Like, are they called, like, therapy dogs or whatever?
What, when they just get a load of puppies and...
No.
You're just happier because they're puppies?
No, like, there's specific dogs that help with, like, agoraphobia, maybe. Like, getting a dog helps you go out the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think? Because you said we're wrapping up at an hour and we've done 59 minutes.
Yeah.
We need to do Am I the Arsehole?
Yes.
So...
How many have we got left?
One after this.
Okay, right, okay.
So what do you reckon? Good. Cows have regional accents. Moo and moo. Moo.
There's also different types of cows, though. But I'm going to cut to the chase. And say they don't have accents.
So what you're saying, it's a fib?
So I'm saying it's a fib.
Correct.
Yes! Come on.
Of course they don't. It's a fucking cow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the last one...
Never in doubt.
In my opinion, is the best.
Ooh.
So the arsehole has 35...
This is going to segue well.
...to 37 creases.
35 to 37.
And results in a pattern nearly as unique to you as your fingertips. You know, like your...
Oh.
Like finger...
Well, your fingerprints are unique. Yeah.
Your fingerprints.
They are.
So it's saying everybody's arsehole is nearly as unique as the fingertip, like fingerprints. That's a mad one.
Well, they're not got biometrics for that, but I can see why that is.
What do you mean by biometrics?
Like, you know, when you put your finger, like back in school, did you used to have you put your finger on and it scanned you in?
Well,
because your fingerprint is unique, it recognised you probably on that. So I was just making a joke saying they don't do that to scan your ass.
When people first realised this, it led to the creation of an anus examining smart toilet.
I think it's a fib now. I think I did think that before. So I'm going to say it's a fib.
It's fact.
What?
Yeah.
It's completely unique.
Apparently a bloke
How can they say that?
A bloke called Salvador Dali.
A bloke called Salvador
Found
Dali?
it out. He must have loved arseholes. And he created an anus examining smart toilet.
Salvador Dali's not the artist, right?
Fuck knows. No, Salvador.
Yeah.
D-A-L-I.
Salvador Dali, he's a famous artist.
Is he? Fuck knows.
This seems like ChatGPT had you on here.
This was off Google somewhere. But mate,
and this was one of the fibs.
No, it's fact, this.
Right, okay.
Because the arsehole has 35 to 37 creases and results in a pattern nearly as unique as your fingertips.
Nearly as unique.
Salvador Dali.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it's on the same topic, it turns out that humans are deuterostomes. This means that at the start of its process, an embryo goes through a stage during which its tissue falls back over itself, creating something called a blastopore. As maturation continues, the blastopore becomes the anus. So that's why it's got all the creases. So essentially we're inside out.
Yes.
Mad that, innit?
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so there you go.
That's a big one.
That was Fibs and Facts.
That was good. We spoke about so many mad things.
I tried to go for a complete widespread of everything, but
that was good. Thank you.
Interesting topics, I think, because there's a lot that we'll probably cover in future. Obviously, we've got conspiracies coming up. We've got news of the world coming up. What else have we got?
Yeah.
We've got some mad shit coming up, to be fair. So, yeah, but hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
That was a good one, I think. We,
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed.
Do you think it was a nice, broad, story hill? We started with a nice palate cleanser, then we got...
a nice...
to the meat and veg, and then we finished off with a nice...
dessert.
Shit, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
A nice bit of constipation. Yeah, we covered a lot of topics. Yeah, good. Yeah, and we'll now transition to out into Am I the Arsehole?
You need a little, now, am I the arsehole? You know what I mean?
Me personally.
No, we need a one that's we're poof, goodbye. Oh, no. We need a do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a smooth transition into...
Or cut, and then we'll have a theme, then we'll go, whoa, welcome back.
Yeah.
Am I the arsehole? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Like another cut like we do with the intro and the outro.
Certainly.
Yeah, I get it.
So, today's is a bit of a long one.
Ooh.
It's called The Bedroom Equalizer.
Oof.
Do you want me to read it?
If you want to.
I'll try, mate. I'd be fucking here all day. But if I try and struggle, mate, you'll...
If you're feeling confident.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Am I the Arsehole with me, Jack, and you? Samuel. So it's time for our famous Am I the Arsehole, made famous by everybody else, and we've just took it. So, this is episode 9, and today the title is Equalising in the Bedroom.
Ooh.
So, my 25... What?
Good start.
Yeah, so...
I thought Jack would read this.
Yeah, so this is my first time reading, so actually, not in life, but just... So...
Might as well be. Jesus.
Me, 25, and my 25... No, sorry. Me, 25 female, boyfriend, 28 male. My boyfriend likes to be called Daddy in bed while we're being intimate. I've obliged this request, but it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't like it anymore. He's not happy with this and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He just simply enjoys hearing me say it. Since he wasn't compromising on the issue, I told him that I'd like for him to call me Grandma in bed as a compromise. He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have. Like, okay, join the fucking club. Anyway.
Hypocrisy.
The last time he tried... Where am I at? Sorry. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I started to refer to myself as Grandma in the third person. Do you like it when Grandma does that, etc.? And he flew off the handle, said I'd spoilt the mood and made him feel gross, and I was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but he thinks I'm being an arsehole. So, am I the arsehole?
Nah, she's not.
What do you reckon?
I'm totally on her side here.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
So he's the one that likes to call her... Oh, he likes him... He likes her to call her... He likes her...
End it there. So, she's not... He wants her to do something, but she doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
So she's well within her right to not do it. And then when it's flipped, he all of a sudden is like, oh no, that's disgusting.
But Grandma's a bit, especially.
But each to their own. Each to their own.
Yeah, everybody's got their own.
She likely has a father.
Yeah.
And obviously that might be what she thinks about, and that will ruin it. So you can understand why it would ruin for her. So I just think you can't make somebody say something you want to.
Because especially in sex, I think as well, because like it's such a consent type thing. You know what I mean? Like
it's important to do what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, like if she's obviously not uncomfortable with that, like he shouldn't be like pushing her. But
he needs to realise that's making her uncomfortable.
Yeah, like if you want to hear people being called that, watch porn. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
like surely there's other things she can say that she would also be comfortable with, like that one where like there's got to be other things.
It's mad how she's thought on her feet though and said like, oh, do you like it when Grandma does this?
Exactly, that's like, funny, and so I'm genuinely on her side.
I'd be mortified, like if I was there and somebody said that to me, like I'd be like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point,
man. Like,
because she's getting one back,
and it's shit how he's flying off the handle and then saying she ruined the mood.
Yeah,
like,
he needs to get a grip of himself, man.
I think
he is.
He's the arsehole. She's done nothing wrong at all. Like,
yeah, we're agreed. We're agreed.
Man,
nice,
absolutely. But yeah, that was.
So what's that? Is it
the bedroom equalizer?
It's a good title as well.
Yeah, the bedroom.
So
equalizer.
Is that 2-2 now?
Last episode
was it 3-2?
She was an arsehole because that was the one about asked him when he was going home about his daughter,
about the family and living at home.
Yeah, and then no.
So, but that was the first one.
No, it wasn't. The first one was the drive-through, where he was beeping his horn every time she spoke.
Yeah, but he wasn't the arsehole.
Yes. Oh, so it's 3-1 then.
Yeah. No, it was 3-1. It's now 3-2. Is what I'm saying. This is the fifth one.
Yeah, but
it's the fifth one.
Yeah, but we've only had one arsehole so far. So if this isn't an arsehole, it'll be 4-1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the person writing this is not an arsehole.
It's 4-1 to the non-arseholes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, yeah, that's it, guys. Let us know what you think and what you thought of the arsehole. Mm-hmm. Both arseholes, actually. The man in the story and the last question of the episode.
Yeah. And the fun fact.
Do you actually
Which was a fact in the end.
What fact? The arsehole fact?
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at yours?
No.
Haven't you ever like bent over, like looked at it like under your legs in the mirror?
Can't see anything anyway.
I haven't actually either.
Hairy.
Aye. I'm always scared to shave it though because I feel like it comes back prickly. And I heard one time that if you get an ingrown hair in your arsehole, you could die.
Jeez.
So,
and on that note, we'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Don't
everyone.
beat your arsehole, everybody, as well, because that's a
Yeah.
bad move.
Is it?
I've heard. I haven't ever done it.
No personal experience?
No, but I've heard some horror stories.
Yeah.
Because it's internal and you shouldn't beat internally.
Okay.
Cause bends.
Okay. It's a lesson for everybody out there. Right, we'll round up this episode here. Thank you for listening. As always, do all the normal stuff you do, like, subscribe, and all that.
Please don't dislike. Just like.
Yeah, just like.
Just like.
Very different to dislike.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Peace and love to one and all, except Jesus, because he wasn't real.